We certainly get plenty of objections to the cost of custom development work. Programmers aren't cheap. Good programmers are even less cheap. We totally get that. At the same time, there is a lot to be said about having a really solid technical stack. It's crazy how many multi-million-dollar organizations I see that are plagued by really bad technical issues that stem from a bad foundation, or they are rate limited and they are unable to make a lot of the business gains that they would be able to make if they had a better tech stack and they had someone who really set everything up intentionally and took the time to do it right from the get-go. If you're running gunning and you're starting up a new company, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. If you're a medium-sized company, it makes sense to really invest in good software and programming and systems. And so, it really is like an individualized decision. It is not the same for every business, but there is something that's really important about what happens as you scale and as you start to use the systems. If you're going to rely on them, people don't realize how consequential those decisions are going to be over time. Steve Jobs had a really interesting quote about this. He talked about how a good taxi driver can get you to the airport in 30 minutes. A great taxi driver could get you there in like 20 minutes. And the difference between good and great is a multiple of like 1.2 or 1.5 or 2x. Whereas with programmers and developers, you can have programmers who are 1,000 times better, 1,000 times more efficient, and they might cost a couple $100 an hour versus, $50 an hour. That difference, it starts to play out over time. You start to see that your architecture is set up really well, and so you can make changes at scale faster. Even though they cost more per hour, you can make those changes at scale. There's always going to be issues, but you just have less if you have a really good technical setup. But you also find out about a lot of business opportunities and a lot of technological opportunities that you oftentimes miss.